You're muted. Let's take a few breaths with our eyes open today and just notice. I mean, I've been working with some people over with chair yoga for the last couple of weeks, and I've had a couple of people that have had anxious feelings during the breath work. So I wanted to give a couple of tools for getting rid of anxious feelings during breath work. So because it's the weekend, we're going to talk about more about breath work. So I'll give you a few more, also a little few more bonus tools about breath work. Some people, the interesting thing about breath work is that it is designed, most of it is designed, not all of it, but most of it is designed to, as I keep saying over and over again, I'm like a broken record, that is designed to bring you or edge you towards parasympathetic tone in your nervous system. Not all breath work is like that. The breath work that's like a breath of fire, where you're pumping your belly, that's not that's sympathetic. That's it, arousing you, getting you going, getting you ready to do stuff. But most of it, also Ujjayi breath is another breath that is a kind of a sympathetic breath. Ujjayi breath is when you contract your vocal folds and make a noise in your throat, and it sounds like Darth Vader. It sounds like this. It's pretty classic yoga breath. It's also not super relaxing. It's also a bit energizing just because you're clenching, you're really breathing hard. Some of that stuff we do, like the sips and sucker punches. Yeah, turn off your camera if you don't want to be seen today, because we are going to do maybe make some funny faces. Um, hey, Sarah. Um, yeah, some of the things like the sips and sucker punches where you're really trying hard and you're mobilizing muscles, especially the big muscles, when you mobilize the muscles of your abdomen, that is kind of more of a sympathetic breath. But mostly what we work on here is parasympathetic stuff. And the irony with some of that is that sometimes it can make people feel anxious, um, suffocated. And as we talk a lot about, it can make you feel like you have air hunger. Now, air hunger is good. We're supposed to have air hunger. So, a little bit of the theory behind air hunger is that breathing is an oxidative process, just like every other thing that our body does, just like digestion, just like, so everything that our body does, we create these oxidants or oxidizing in the body, like rusting. You all have heard the words antioxidant. So, breathing is an oxidative process as well. So we think that we should breathe a lot, like breathe deeply and breathe a lot, but actually for longevity and for ease of on the body and ease of the respiratory system, we actually want to breathe less. So that's what all that air hunger stuff is about. We want to actually get used to breathing less. We want to get our bloodstream used to operating with less. And so that's what we're going to practice today. So we've practiced a few of those Patrick McEwen breaths, where you hold your nose and go side to side. And we'll do a little bit of that today with a little prep, with an air hunger prep. This is how Patrick McEwen does his workshops. His workshops are amazing. He gets a whole bunch of people in a room who have difficulty breathing and asthma, and by the end of it, they feel better immediately. And then obviously they have to keep going consistently to have consistent results, but he does have immediate results. So let's center ourselves, bring ourselves into our spot, into our mindset for doing the work today. It's 45 minutes. It's 45 minutes just for you. Just for you, just for your body, just for wellness. Use your tools to arrive. Close your eyes. Make your body soft, especially on your exhale. Swallow if you need to relax your throat muscles. And let your shoulders gently drop. So gently down your back. Hey, Norma. Gently down your back towards your back pockets. And then become aware of your breath. And we've done lots of work on this in the last 45 days or so. Feeling the coolness of the air as it enters your nostrils. and the warmth of it as it exits. And see if you can find one extra thing today. Can you find the dry quality of it as it enters? And to quote Justin Trudeau, the moist quality of it as you exhale. Lots of water in that air as you exhale. Different amounts of water in it as you inhale, depending on the day. It's rainy here in Vancouver. But as it goes through that magical process in your lungs, it gets moisturized. And there's a lot of moisture held in it. And as you exhale, you can feel that moisturized air. So now let's begin our air hunger exercise, our prep. So we're going to try and get really hungry for air here. And the way we do that is by slowing down our breath. Slow it way down. You can still take a breath, a full breath, just slow it right down, in and out through your nose. None of this work is done through the mouth. The nostrils are this all important place. I talk about them a lot. And they have something to do not only with moisturizing and filtering the air, but there's also a process that happens in your nostrils. It has to do with nitric oxide. And if you study Dr. Mercola's work, you'll know lots about nitric oxide. I don't know a lot about it, but I know we want it. We want high nitric oxide. Nitric oxide also is the stuff that's changed by taking Viagra. Has there's a lot in our body depends on nitric oxide. So now begin to extend your exhale. Even though you're breathing slower, extend your exhale long. And you should, at this point, be starting to feel like, I want to breathe more. I want to breathe more. I want to breathe deeper. I want to yawn. Really slow it down. That's exactly what you want to be feeling. If you feel dizzy or tired, return your breath to normal. Take a few normal breaths. Really extend your exhale, even though these breaths are very slow. We really have time to dive into this work today. And it's still breath control. You're still controlling it with your diaphragm. You're controlling it with your intercostal muscles, all of those things that we talk about. But you're just not breathing quite as much as you normally do. And now slowly and gently exhale completely. See if you notice any differences in your body, in your head, the tips of your fingers, anything like that. Exhale completely, plug your nose, and vigorously wave your head from side to side. And the length of time that you do this will be different for everyone. But when you feel quite an air hunger, you really want to breathe, release your nostrils gently and then inhale gently through your nostrils. Same quality as you had before. You can take a full breath, but make it slow. And now, because that was the first one, just take a normal breath. And let's do it again. Slow breath in. Slow breath out. But all the way out. Nothing difficult here. Natural process just happening almost by itself, although we're helping it a little bit consciously. All the way out till you're completely empty. If you're completely empty, you won't have to wave your head for quite as long. Plug your nose, wave your head. When you want to breathe, release your nose. Take a gentle inhale. Now you really should be feeling some air hunger here. Take a full inhale. Notice how you can. So it's a matter of your body getting used to this idea of air hunger. Take a couple of normal inhale, exhales. Sometimes we work on expanding our lung capacity, and sometimes we work on this. They're different things, but they're in aid of the same thing. A couple of breaths. Quiet. Remember those breaths that we don't make any noise at all. We don't even disturb the nostril hairs. And now last one. Take an exhale. Exhale through your nose all the way out. It's beautiful, you guys. All the way out. Get really empty. Plug your nose. Inhale when you need to, gently and quietly. I already had lots of air hunger when I started waving my head that time, so I really wanted to breathe in. Let your breath return to normal. If you have a question about any of this on the weekends, you can just unmute yourself and just ask me because we have time. Hopefully I'll know the answer. Let your breath be normal and smooth. And just notice what's happening with your heart, your mind. Make everything very smooth. So I was going to say earlier, I think I forgot to say that opening your eyes if you feel anxious can sometimes help. I might have said that yesterday. Sometimes when we're doing breath work, we can just get a little shut off and too inside, and it can be just a bit scary for our nervous system. You can open your eyes. You can look around a little bit. If you start getting a little anxiety ridden or shaky, panicky, and let's increase our breath now. Let's work on lung capacity now. Increase, still in and out through your nose, but big inhale. All the way in, and then big exhale all the way out. And let's do some neck rolls because I can see Norma doing that. So nice to see the sun in your photograph, Norma. So exhale deeply, bring your right ear to your right shoulder. Inhale deeply, come up to straight. Exhale, left ear to left shoulder. It's kind of what our bodies want now. Back up to center. And then just take a few neck rolls, whatever that means to you. For me, a neck roll is very slow. Remember controlled articular rotations, CARS. And the other thing that my neck roll has is it does or doesn't have, it doesn't have a dropping back in the back. I don't even demo this anymore because I don't like it. You know, when people let their head go all the way back, I don't like that. I like to lift my chin and feel a tugging here, but I don't like to crank my vertebrae, my cervical spine. So I just do the neck roll sort of 3/4. I go all the way down in the front. But when I get to the back, I just lift my chest, lift my chin. It's kind of active. So neck roll both sides. And then come to center. And then exhale, turn your head to one side or the other. I don't care which side, all the way. Big exhale. Go all the way as hard as you can. Inhale back to center. Exhale all the way out. And you can even use your hand to help you on your chin or on your cheek. Back to center one more time each side. Bring your long, smooth breath into this. Exhale, other side. Inhale back. One more, other side. Come back to center and let's do the neck pull. I have to think of another name for this. It's not really a pull. It's like a neck weight. So let's all do the same side. Bring your right ear to your right shoulder. Right arm is up over top of your head, just really heavy on your head or your ear. And letting everything pull your right ear towards your right shoulder. Keep your breath long, smooth. And then really important today, especially, take your left arm out and just point it to the side. It's gonna feel a little bit weird. So I'm pointing out to my left side. You can't see my fingertips, but they're pointing out to the left side, as far away from my right ear as I can possibly get. Take a couple of breaths. And now take your left elbow and make big circles with your left elbow on your breath. You feel that? Does it feel different? That's your fascia. So you can feel that right down to your elbows, maybe your fingertips. We don't do this with the fingertips because it's a little bit of it's quite a bit of weight to do that with your whole arm, but you can do it with your whole arm. And take a few circles in each direction. Moving all the fascia of your neck and shoulders. It's all connected. And you'll hear some popping and some cracking. Now release your head and let it come up and let it just slide effortlessly down to the other side. Just notice what happens. Our heads are so heavy and we're so used to holding them upright. Just let it have its own momentum and then bring your hand up over top. Take the left ear to the left shoulder. We're doing really slow work today. And then extend your right hand. You know that Da Vinci painting? It's actually Michelangelo, isn't it? It's actually, I don't know. Anyway, it's the one with the guy and he's pointing with his finger. Point your finger, your pointer finger as far away from your left ear as you can and get that big, long fascial stretch there. And then start doing circles with your right elbow. And then notice, where does it feel different from your usual neck stretch? Take a few circles with your right elbow in both directions. And just go slowly and notice. You might even feel it in your jaw. And then come back to center. And we're going to pick up the pace a little tiny bit here because I do want to get some sensation in the rhomboids before I show you this tennis ball trick. So I'm gonna go back to the chair. So let's get the rhomboids going. The rhomboids are the little muscles just inside of your shoulder blades. We will do a sun salute, but we'll do a couple of other things first. Inhale your arms overhead. Interlace your fingers and push your palms towards the sky. And now keep your hands in exactly that same position, but bring your shoulder blades down. This is very, very difficult. It's almost impossible for some people just because of the way their bones are made. And push your palms up towards the ceiling again. So see how much range of motion you have there. Biceps are really beside your ears, and this is not a big motion. You can do it on the breath. I like to inhale up, exhale down. And the reason there isn't much range of motion is that your shoulders are constrained here when you have your arms overhead. They don't move as easily. And now let your arms fall down. I think we did this yesterday or the day before. Let your arms fall down to your side. If you're standing, this is exactly the same. Your arms just fall down to your side. Remember, I think it was yesterday, we had our fingers touching the sides of our legs and we were drawing a big line all the way down and all the way up. So we're basically making the same motion with our shoulders, but it's way bigger. See how this is like maybe 6 inches? And that one when my arms were overhead is much smaller. It's like maybe an inch or an inch and a half or 2 inches at the very most. Tina, we probably went over this in Costa Rica. We talked about how when your arms are up, a lot of yoga teachers tell you to put your shoulders down. It's really very hard to do. You really have to lift your shoulders quite high to lift your arms up. So I'm actually asking you to do that when we're overhead here. So let's do a couple more, just like this. Drawing your fingers up and down the sides of your legs, and we can get a little faster here. And then we're going to inhale the arms overhead, interlace the fingers, and take a few faster up and downs here. And you may feel some popping and cracking. If you feel pain, don't do this, or separate your arms a little wider. Lift your shoulders up and down. Last two, we're really focusing on the rhomboids here. And then we're going to do this in front. So push your palms towards the front. Do exactly the same thing. Push your palms towards me, and then pull the backs of your hands towards your face. We're just moving our shoulders forward, and you'll get fatigued pretty quickly because these are tiny muscles, even though we've been doing a lot of work with them. You will get fatigued. So just moving those fingers, and you feel sometimes like you're doing a little bit of a turtleneck, like you might move your turtle head forward and then your turtle head back, and that's totally fine. You don't need to. It's not actually stretching your shoulders to move your head, but sometimes it's like a natural movement. So you're probably getting some fatigue in your shoulders at this point. Drop your hands. And let's do those lines up and down your legs. If you're seated on the chair, your fingertips just move away from the floor and then towards the floor. So we're really getting into shoulders here today. There will be some fatigue going on, I'm sure. Mine are feeling fatigued. Coordinate with the breath. Inhale up. Exhale down. The beauty of a daily practice is that you can focus on different things on different days so that you don't get too sore. And then you can stop on one day and really workshop something. Couple more. And then we're going to do something different. Okay, inhale your arms overhead. And this is different for today, but it's not different from the work that we've done. We're going to do puppet arms. So inhale your arms overhead, grab your right wrist with your left hand, and then just treat your right arm like a puppet. So your left arm is nice and strong, and it's just moving your right arm up and down. And that triangular bone of your scapula here, of your shoulder blade, is just moving freely up and down, sliding up and down through the layers of fascia, the fat, the skin, the connective tissue, over top of your ribs. So your ribs are underneath there. It's a joint. The connection between your shoulder blade and your ribs is a joint technically because it's where bones come together. That's the definition of a joint. It's a very slidey joint. Last one, and then we're going to do the beach ball stretch. So remember the beach ball stretch, we pull your right wrist forward as if you're reaching over a beach ball and you're trying to get your hand as far forward as you can. Pull your belly button back and you'll feel this stretch in your rhomboids and then all through the big muscles of your back, your latissimus dorsi, right down through your muscles just on top of your pelvis. And then come up and then flick it out. And then other side, left arm goes up. Grab your left arm, and now it's your left arm that's the puppet. And make your left arm really soft, like use all those tricks and techniques that we did at the beginning with the breath and make it soft. Direct your breath in there, direct your breath back to the shoulder blade, make it really soft. This is the key. Remember rest and work? This is rest. Not resting with your right hand. Your right hand's working hard, but your left hand is rested. It's like a noodle. You're really moving that shoulder blade. You're getting it used to the fact that it can move a lot more than it thinks it can. A lot more than it's patterned to over years and years of repetitive movement in your life. Okay, now pull your left shoulder forward. Resist with your belly button. Pull your belly button back. We're changing patterns in the body here. And we're really helping to do that with the breath. So really inhale deeply and feel how that changes everything in the fascia of your back. Take a deep inhale. And a deep exhale. Push your belly button away from your fingertips. Come back to center. Flick your arms out. Let's just do this arm exercise. We haven't done it for a while and I was kind of missing it. This opening and closing at the fingertips, you can do it in front of you. I don't know why I'm saying I'm missing it because I actually hate it, but it's such a great exercise for the arms. Does not take very long to get very, very tired. Open and close your fists quickly, deepen your breath. You can do it out to the side. You can do it overhead. This is from Kundalini. Those crazy Kundalinis, they have very good arms. The thing that's cool about this exercise is that it exercises all the way up the chain from the fingers and the wrists all the way up to the shoulders without doing much movement. Almost anybody can do this. Shake it out. And just because it's the weekend, let's go back and do a little tiny bit more. I hate the second round. I feel so uncoordinated. Take a deep breath. Manipura, stick with it. Shake it out again. Now let's not do the whole wrist protocol because we're kind of running out of time, but let's just pull the puppy paws down. So find puppy paws, it's like poodle paws, and then pull on your middle finger so that you get a big stretch on your forearms. And then do that both sides. Do it a couple of times. You can just do straight up poodle paws if you like. You look like a poodle. And then just a couple of wrist circles both ways. A little resting. Okay, so let's do one sun salute and then I'll show you that, yeah, we got time. Okay, let's do one sun salute just to get the body moving and then I'll workshop that the ball stretch with you. So extend your legs if you're on your chair. If you're standing, come to standing in mountain pose. Take a breath and just be there. This is exactly the same thing that we do at the beginning of class, you know, when we come to seated. Well, come to standing or come to seated again. Find your way in, inward. Exhale. Inhale, your arms overhead, right in your chest. Exhale, swan dive forward through honey. Feel the tug at the back of your legs. Welcome this movement in your body. Inhale, half lift. Spine is parallel to the floor if you're standing. Exhale, forward fold. I love knowing that I can do a sun salute anytime. I don't have to do a big standing one. Pull your knee into your chest. And then on your exhale, dip your forehead towards your knee. The sun salute basically stretches everything in the body. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, neutral. I like to bend my legs for neutral, put my hands on my knees to help bring my body through. Inhale, cow pose. This is upward facing dog, and this is downward facing dog if you're standing. Inhale, left knee in. Exhale, fold your forehead towards your knee. Inhale, long spine. And here we go, forward fold. Extend your legs if you like. Inhale, long spine, strong back. Shoulder blades are down in your pockets, down in your jeans pockets. Inhale up. It's another thing about chair yoga, exhale, neutral. I never wear jeans, of course, to teach in a regular class, so I always say that and I feel kind of funny, but sometimes I actually wear jeans to do chair yoga. Inhale, overhead. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left knee up. Exhale, curl in. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, neutral pose. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, knee in. Exhale, curl your forehead. Feel that all along your back. Inhale, long spine. Push your head towards the ceiling. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold. Dive forward. Inhale up. Exhale, neutral. I said we were only going to do one, but I actually want to do another one because I just thought of this. Let's try and do a sun salute now. And if you're confused about sun salutes and you're just new, you might want to just watch me do one because it's a little bit confusing. Or you can go to my blog and you'll see it explained. But let's do one and let's try and just do it with the muscles between our shoulder blades. So that's like kind of, instead of leading from your fingers, lead from your shoulders. Let's try that. Inhale up. Shoulders are up and overhead. Exhale. Shoulders are towards your feet. Inhale. Shoulders are towards your back pocket. Exhale. Shoulders go towards your feet. Inhale, right leg in, shoulders towards your back pockets. Exhale, curl, shoulders towards your right knee. Inhale, shoulder blades down towards your back pockets. Exhale, neutral, shoulder blades are neutral. Inhale, pull your chest forward. Shoulder blades come way down your back. Exhale, cat pose. Shoulder blades come towards me, towards your device, towards your screen. Curl over. Inhale, shoulder blades go down towards your pants pockets. Pull your left knee in. Long spine. Exhale, curl. Shoulder blades Actually, shoulders and shoulder blades come towards your left knee. Curl in. Inhale, open up, shoulder blades go back down. And now we're going to forward fold. Shoulder blades, like an elevator or like a waterfall, shoulder blades come forward. Remember that movement along your ribs. Inhale, pull them down towards your back pockets now, as if you're sticking them in your back pockets. Halfway lift. Exhale, waterfall them down towards your feet. And now slowly they come up. And when your arms are overhead, your shoulder blades are up, as we discussed, and then exhale, neutral. They just come down to neutral. And doesn't that feel good to have just normal, neutral, low shoulder blades? Here we go, other side, same thing. Shoulder blades go up. Exhale, forward fold. Shoulder blades come forward. Inhale, shoulder blades slide down your back. Just try and touch your kidneys there at the back. And then forward down towards your feet. Inhale, shoulder blades come down the back. Pull your left knee in now. Long spine, shoulders are low. And then exhale, fold over. Curl up, shoulder blades come in towards your knee. And then they open, and you might feel popping and cracking. And then neutral, shoulders are neutral. Here we go, upward facing dog or cow pose. Shoulder blades come right down your back, chin is high, tugging in your throat here. And then exhale, shoulder blades come forward, tugging in the big back muscles. And then right knee comes in, drop your shoulder blades, lift the crown of your head. Exhale, curl, shoulders come forward. Inhale, long spine. And we're going to forward fold. Are your shoulders ready to forward fold? Here we go. Extend your legs if you like that tug behind your legs. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. That's the place where your shoulder blades move the most. They really come down your back for that, and then they really go forward here. And then come on up. And exhale, neutral. Take a breath. Hopefully you're feeling a little mobility in your shoulder blades. We're going to do scapular push-ups. We've done them before. They're everyone's favorite and least favorite thing in the world to do. I'm going to do them sideways, but you can do them on your chair. Actually, maybe what I'll do is I'll move my chair this way so that you have to get off your chair to do this, but you can do it on your chair if you don't want to come down into a full scapular push-up. So full scapular push-up, am I totally on the camera? Yeah, okay. Full scapular push-up involves dipping your chest to the floor and then pulling it away from the floor. My arms are straight, my hands are strong, my fingers are extended, my wrists are strong. If this hurts your wrists, you can come up onto fists. But I'm dipping my shoulder blades towards each other and then away from each other. Just the same kind of work that we were doing, moving the shoulder blades a lot. If you're on your chair, you don't have to be in a full push-up position to do this. You can just push the chair away and then bring your chest towards the chair and away from the chair. It's pretty simple, but it's tricky on your shoulder blades, the rhomboids, the muscles between your shoulder blades. If you want to stay seated in the chair, you can do it. It's the same thing as we were doing before. Remember when we were doing this thing? That's a scapular push-up, basically. But when you do it on the floor, it's a little bit more weight on it. And when you do it on a chair, it's a bit more weight on it. So imagine that my finger is directly between your shoulder blades and you're pushing my finger up towards the ceiling and then down towards the floor. So just take a couple, whatever variety you're doing, take a couple here where you really recognize the fact that it's that muscle just attaches on the side of your shoulder blades. Very underused. Take a few more, whatever variety you're doing. Looks good. I see some people doing it on the floor, some people doing it on the chair. Awesome. Finally, release. Shake it out a little bit and grab your ball. Now we're going to do something unorthodox today. I'm going to actually pick up the iPad and walk with you over to the wall. First, I'm going to put my thumb in front of you. I was trying to see where there's a good wall. Here's a good wall. So what happens is the ball goes right where your shoulder blade is. Now, of course, you can't see that with the iPad, but it's right inside your shoulder blade, right where that rhomboid is. And I'm going to show you what I'm doing. So I just put the ball is between me and the wall, and I'm going up and down. Now, if I hold my iPad out here, do you see the ball? Yes. So the ball is right there on those muscles that we just worked. And I'm going up and down, a very small movement, very, very big result. It makes you feel a lot. You can do this on the floor. We have done it on the floor, but the wall is way easier, mostly because you don't have to get down on the floor. You can do it anytime. And then I'm going to switch sides. And the thing that's so nice on the wall is you don't really have to do much. You just have to move over about 3 or 4 inches. And then now, hopefully you can see the ball right there, just inside my shoulder blade. So it's not on the bony part. You can feel when it's on the bony part of your shoulder blade. It feels like bone. This will feel like muscle, and it'll also feel like the muscle that you just worked. This is exactly what you're working when you do scapular push-ups. Just those little muscles in there are very tender. Go up and down, bend your knees a little bit, and then come up and down. I love it. Everybody's up off their chair. Can't see anybody. It's great. You're all at the wall. Awesome. One more breath. Or take as many as you want, whatever. I'm just going to walk back. So if you've done class with me, or Tina, you did this in Costa Rica, I'm sure. But this is probably one of the very simplest ways to manipulate your shoulder muscles. I'll show you another one tomorrow. Very similar, just on the other side. But make your way slowly back to your chair now. And stretch one arm across your body. See if you can get to that same place. Same muscle that you were just working behind you, around your shoulder blade. And you can do that with the big ball. Mom, if you're at the wall, I don't know if you are, but you can do that with the big ball as well. It's just not as pointed, but you can still feel it. So take one arm at a time in front of your body. And when you have your arm in front of your body, you can also lift. Remember all that lifting up and down we were doing of the shoulder blade? You can do that when you have your arm across your body. So just shoulder blade down to your pants pocket and up towards your ear. Gives you a really nice stretch. And then finally, let's do a counter stretch. Interlace your fingers behind you. This is what you can do. If you can't reach your fingers, you can just reach your elbows and take a little bit of a forward fold, or lift your arms. You can also reach back for the back of the chair. You can reach back if you're in a chair like I'm in. You can reach back for the back of the chair and get a little stretch like that. Rock a little side to side. And when you're done, when you feel like you've had a decent counter stretch, just come to seated. Let's do a very brief relaxation today. And when I say brief, I just mean brief. I don't mean that we're not going to actually relax, because we are. We're going to take a deep exhale. Long, slow, deep exhale. Soften everything. Feel particularly between your shoulder blades. I don't know about you, but the area between my shoulder blades is nice and warm and echoing with effort. So I'm just trying to soften it right now. Breathe into it. And then take that same feeling of warmth and softness and just let it ripple over your whole body. And let your breath get very smooth. And widen your forehead, smooth it and widen it and open it. And once you get into this open-faced posture, you're ready for anything that comes. Signal to your body to be calm and ready. Put a slight smile on your face. Let your cheekbones smile up a little bit. Sparkle your eyes open. Sparkle your fingers and your toes. Roll out your neck a bit, wiggle your shoulders, and just come back to the movement that you do normally in your day. Thanks so much for joining me, everybody. I hope these weekends are good. These weekend workshops are good. And I had a thought. I'm going to unmute you. I had a thought. If you want to direct anyone to these classes, send them to my website. And I'm going to put a better page. I just have a link on there right now, but I'll put a little bit of a better page. My website is javayoga.ca. So if, it's kind of hard to actually get people to get the right link and everything because it's Zoom, so it's a bit difficult, but that link on my website works every time. Okay, thanks so much, you guys.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Dee.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Thank you.
You're welcome.